Hi, my name's Lori. This is just going to be a little intro to my video that you're about to watch. I have been collecting fountain pens now for not that long, since the beginning of the pandemic. It started with my love of writing letters. And at the beginning of the pandemic, I started to write a lot of letters to my sister and a few close friends. And we exchanged letters throughout the entire pandemic. And I started watching, obviously, YouTube and fell down a very large, deep rabbit hole about fountain pens. I also have an interest in fountain pens because I know that when my dad was younger, in his high school years, he collected fountain pens. And I think that that's really cool. And I'm actually looking forward to showing him my pen collection if he doesn't watch this video first. But I think that for him to see them in person would be amazing. I don't know what happened to his fountain pen fountain pen collection. I know he had a handful. I remember one in particular that he told me about that was abalone, and I bet that was a wonderful pen. And I've been searching for the right abalone pen to add to my collection, but I have yet to find it. So, yeah, so the letter writing also is inspired by my late Aunt Carolyn, who instilled in me an appreciation for stationery, stickers, and letter writing from a very young age. And I miss her every day. And every time I pick up a pen to write a letter, I think of her. And yeah, so that's where all of this kind of stems from that. So I'm sure that you can appreciate that. We all have our obsessions and they all stem from something. So the first one that I bought, I no longer have. It was a Pilot Metropolitan. And I just could not believe how much I enjoyed writing with a fountain pen. And my love of fountain pens started well before this. I remember buying them quite a bit, just the disposable Pilot Varsity from the school store at my college. I've always really enjoyed writing with a fountain pen, but then I forgot about them for years and years and discovered jet pens, ordered my Pilot Metropolitan, loved it, and then started watching all of the other videos on other types of fountain pens. My collection has morphed and changed over the last couple of years. I'm a collector. If you don't know anything about me, I have many hobbies and I love to collect things in conjunction with those hobbies. So, started out with my jewelry career. I make and sell my own beaded jewelry. So the first collection that I had was beads. Then I started knitting, and then I built up my collection of yarn. Then I started pen paling, and I built up my collection of scrapbook paper. Now I have pens, and I also have inks. If you'd like to see a video on my fountain pen ink collection, we can do that too. leave me a comment below. If you have any questions about what you're going to see in this video, leave me those questions down below. I love communicating with people on my YouTube channel, and I want to get to know some more pen people. So yeah, I think that I'm going to do a little giveaway as well for this video. I have a bottle of fountain pen ink, this guy, and I'm going to give it away. This is, and I'll put the brand on the screen because I can't remember, and this is in Japanese, I think. But this is a full bottle, and it is that beautiful blue color you see on the label. Leave a comment below and I will give this away to one random winner. So that's exciting, right? Ink giveaway, pen video. I'm going to share my non-inked pens first, and then I will share my collection of currently inked pens, and I go ahead and do just a small writing sample of each one so you can see what I have each of them inked up with. And I hope you love this video, and for 7 minutes. So here's the video. Stick around till the end. Leave a comment to win the bottle of ink, and I will see you guys later. I guess I'll go ahead and start with my currently uninked pens. In no particular order. I'm not going to talk about where I bought each one of these just because it's going to take me way too long to remember where I bought them all. And I'm going to share as much information about each one as I can remember. Yeah, there's no way I can remember where I bought each of them. But if I do remember, I'll let you know. But otherwise, if you have any questions, leave your comments down in the comment section and I'll be glad to answer any of your questions. And if there's any of these pens that you'd like to see me ink up and write with, let me know. I would be more than happy to. I'm trying not to keep all of my pens inked all at the same time because what happens is the ink dries up and yeah. So I'm just going to go ahead and start here. This first pen is one of my absolute favorites, and I'm really surprised that this is not currently inked because I love using this pen a lot. This is my TWSBI Mini Diamond in the mint green color, and I have a broad nib on this one. This pen really, really writes wonderfully. And it really responds well to platinum inks for some reason, so I usually keep one of the two platinum inks for my collection in this one. But yeah, this is a great little pen. And I really love the size of it. It's it's kind of a pocket pen, but when it's posted, it's really comfortable in my large hands. So yep, that's my TWSBI. I have a couple of TWSBIs actually. But the next one on my list is my Pilot Kakuno Clear. This is a medium steel nib. It's got a converter in there. I forgot to mention that the TWSBI is a piston filling pen, so you screw this at the end. Well, it's not capped, I guess. Oh, it's already. There we go. And there's your ink capacity there. So it's not really too much. I didn't clean that out very well, did I? Come on. So yeah, nothing really that exciting about this Pilot Kakuno. This is a pretty fine nib, so I don't really ink this up very often. But people were saying online that it has a really nice writing nib, and I guess I would agree. I don't know. I have pens that I like more. The next one on my list is this demonstrator pen. This is from Conklin, and it's the All-American Special Edition. This is an eyedropper fill, so this holds all of that ink in there. It's a lot. So the nib I have on this is a broad steel nib. I was really into demonstrator pens there for a little bit. Sorry if you hear squeaking, it's the chair I'm sitting on. I have another Conklin. It's this Endura, which is a wood pen. However, I just realized recently that the cap is cracked. So bummed. This is a beautiful, beautiful pen. This also has a broad nib. If you can't tell, I'm a broad nib person. Come on, focus. So I don't know what to do about that cap issue. It's kind of a bummer. This is Endura. Yes, such a bummer. The next pen in my collection is this. This is the Esterbrook SD standard size in sea glass with gold trim, and it has a steel medium nib. No, a steel broad nib. This is a fairly new pen in my collection as well. I wasn't that pleased with the ink I initially put in this pen, so I'll be anxious to see what other inks will work well in this. But this is beautiful. I love the body of this pen. It's that chatoyance, that gorgeous kind of tortoisey, I don't know what you even call it. I wish this would stay in focus. Yikes. Staying with that theme, this is one that I got on Amazon. It's a Moon Man. But it's a it's a fine nib. This is the Moon Man M300 red acrylic, and it's a fine nib. I tried to switch the nib out to a Goulet Pens nib, and that didn't work very well. So I put the original back on it. I just love the body of this pen. I really like how it looks. I wish I could switch that nib out for something a little bit better. I'm gonna have to look into that. But it's just beautiful, isn't it? Next is my Sailor. This is my Sailor 1911 Standard in yellow. I got a great deal on this from Pen Boutique. This has a 14 karat gold nib. And this is a zoom nib, which just means that when you're writing with this at different angles, sometimes it can be a finer line, and sometimes it can be a very thick line depending on how flat you're writing. But this yellow color is really fun. This is my Opus 88 Flora. This is a eyedropper fill pen, so it has a very large ink capacity. It has a steel broad nib on it. I really love the Opus 88 brand. And I like that this is a very large pen because I have very large hands. The next one is another Moonman. This is the Moonman M8 in green Rodin. And it came with a fine nib. I took the fine nib off and I replaced it with a Goulet Pens broad nib. Focus. Yeah, this is probably the only Rodin pen I'll ever be able to afford. But there she is. This is a TWSBI. This is my VAC 700R in Iris. And this is a broad nib pen. VAC filler just means this looks like a piston filler, but you insert it into the ink, and when you push this down, it sucks the ink up. And the reason I wanted this was because of the large ink capacity. I really can't stand having to fill my ink up often, but oh my gosh, look at that beautiful nib. Did I mention this is a broad nib? It's so gorgeous. Oh, this is definitely a favorite in my collection. The next three pens that I have are all Kaweco Sport. This one's frosted. This is classic. This one is the special edition that came out from Galen Leather in the cognac color. This is a broad nib, gold plated. This is the coral. This is a limited edition color. This is a medium nib, so I don't really use that one that often. This is a broad nib. This is the lime frosted sport. So yeah, not too much to say about those. I actually have 3 other Kaweco Sports. I like these, but I don't ink them all up at the same time. I have a couple of them inked and a few favorites. So I'll show those because they're inked. So in the next section, So those are my uninked pen. Oh, there's one more. This. And I didn't even write this down, so I have to try to remember what this is. This is a Jinhao. I don't remember the model name. I'll put it on the screen. This came from Stationery Pal? Is that what it's called? No. I'll put it on the screen where I ordered this from. But this was like less than $5. And I gotta say, I am very impressed with this pen. Very. It's a fine nib, but when I have a blue black in there, or a black, or like a very strong dark color, boy, it's just the smoothest writer. I just love it. I love this one. Okay, these are my inked pens, currently inked pens, and I keep these in these beautiful leather Superior Labor Company cases. Still pretty squeaky because they're fairly new, but I have a good selection of pens inked up at the moment, and I guess I'll start with these. This is my Kaweco Sport Brass. It's one of my most favorite pens of all time. It's so nice and weighty. It's a small pocket pen, as you can see, which you wouldn't think I would like these, but when it's posted, it's not really that bad to write with. I like the weight of this. I have a gold-plated broad nib on this. These all have converters, cartridge converters, but they don't hold very much ink. That's the only downside of these pens. But I really love this one. It's great. Let's see. What do I have inked in here? I have this inked with Robert Oster. Viola. I have a couple of other, this case is great for Kawecos. I have my mint blue Kaweco Sport. This has a medium nib on it. And I have a cartridge in here, which is Kaweco Paradise Blue. I'm not sure why I bought a few of these with a medium nib. I guess I just wanted to see the difference. And finally, this is the Macchiato Kaweco Sport, and this is my double broad. And I have a brand new ink in this one, which is Vinta, the fairy tale collection. And this ink is really fun because it's pink with a copper shimmer. And the name of it, why I didn't write that down. Oh, no, I did. It's called The Maiden. But look at that shimmer. Oh, yeah. Looks a little less pink and more copper, but this is a double broad. Yep. So those are my currently inked Kavekos. Let's see, what else do I have? This is my Edison Pen Company. This is the Collier. I don't remember the color of this pen, but it's kind of a brown, has that chatoyance in there, gold trim. This is a broad nib with a two-tone steel nib. This pen I got from True Fay subscription box a while back. And I have this inked with Vinta Inks, another one from the Fairy Tale collection, in Mystical Eve, which it has a silver shimmer, which I don't know if you'll be able to see it so much in this video. Here is another TWSBI. This is my TWSBI Diamond 580 in clear. I have a broad nib on this. And I have a little bit left of Sailor Studio Ink 437 in this. Here's another Opus. This is Opus 88. This is the Halo in jade. So it's got the green section. This has a steel nib in broad. This is another eyedropper pen. So to get better flow, you have to kind of unscrew the little stopper. And I have another Vinta ink in this, which is kind of an odd color. It's gray, but it has a copper shimmer. It's from Vinta Inks, and it's called Clouds of Gray. And this is not really a great pairing of ink versus pen. You don't really get the full effect of this broad nib with this ink. It's a little bit dry, but you can see that shimmer. Here's another pen I got from the True Fay subscription box. This is Monteverde. This is called the Gaia. I have a broad nib on this. Or maybe it's the Sequoia, I don't know. And this is a good pen as well. Nice and chunky, and the broad nib is pretty good, but these Vinta inks are a little bit dry. This is also Vinta, and this is called Sea and Sky. It's a blue ink, but it should have a pink shimmer, and it doesn't really, oh yeah, you can see it there. You can see it, definitely. It's kind of fun. I thought it went well with this color. I have a TWSBI Eco inked up. This is my TWSBI Eco Jade. This is a broad nib. Piston filling pen. And I have Dominant Industry in this one, in maple. Here is my TWSBI Go. This has a spring activated piston filler. This also has a broad nib on it. And this is inked up with Sailor Studio number 462. It's coming off really green, like really dark for some reason, but it's kind of a teal blue color, but it's very dark. Maybe it's the paper, I don't know. This is a great to-go pen. Just throw it in your purse. This is my Pelican. Sorry for the squeaking. This chair, oh my goodness. This is the M600 in the Souveron model. I have a broad 14 karat gold nib on this guy. This pen is a German pen. It is one of my most favorites. You just can't get a smoother writing nib than this. Or from any German pen, really. I have good luck with my Lamy as well, and I'm going to get to that one. But I have this inked with Robert Oster Green, which is just the perfect shade. And this is pretty much the ink I always have inked in this guy. Girl. Beauty. Beautiful. And finally, my Lamy. This is the newest pen in my collection. It has the white glossy finish with the rose gold accents. This is the Lamy Dialogue CC. This is a gorgeous specimen. See that two-tone nib? This is the broad. It did come in a double broad, and I'm glad I went with just the broad because this is a very broad and juicy pen. This has a cartridge converter inside. Oh, it's not Pelican. It's Lamy. And I have this inked with sepia from Platinum Ink. Yep, this is definitely a favorite. It's so fancy. I love it. So that, my friends, is my pen collection. I hope you enjoyed this video. My channel is a little mishmash of all kinds of things. I'm a knitter, and I post bi-weekly knitting podcasts on my channel. But then I also want to start sharing some more from my stationery hobby, pen paling, fountain pens, stationery, that type of thing. So if you're interested, go ahead and subscribe, like, hit the little bell for notifications, and I'll see you all next time. Catch you on the flip side.